Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, quick little video comparing Apple's polishing cloth to Snazzy Labs Cloth Pro Max. I'm not making that up, that's actually what it says. Which one of these cleaning cloths works the best? That's what we're here to find out. So we're going to clean my MacBook Pro over here in Space Black. And you'll notice I put a bunch of fingerprints on there. You don't want to know how those got there, but we'll get to that in a second. So starting with the polishing cloth, because I've already opened this, and this is a product that's been around for some time now. And one of my favorite Apple memes is the supported devices that the polishing cloth can clean. On Apple's page, they've literally like every Apple product from the last 20 years on that page, and they're constantly updating it, which is so funny to me. So polishing cloth comes in this nice little box, you guys. And what's nice is this is reusable, so I kind of just like throw this in my bag so the cloth doesn't get dirty. So you get a nice little image of the cloth there. It is square, imagine that. So opening it up, we're greeted by the cloth. Let's go ahead and take it out. Nothing else comes in the package, literally just the cloth. And let's get into pricing. So Apple's polishing cloth costs $19. The Cloth Pro Max, $18. Undercuts the competition, you guys, insane. Got a nice little embossed Apple logo right there. And if I had to describe this material, it would be, it feels like Alcantara. If you know what that feels like, it's basically just high-end suede with a fancy name on it. So Apple touts this as being able to clean pretty much any surface of any Apple product, from screens to aluminum finishes, titanium, keyboards, and it pretty much guarantees that it will not scratch any of those devices, even if you're doing it on like a glossy display. And I've used this cloth enough to tell you that it does not scratch, and it happens to clean very well. So I am very pleased with this product. Is it overpriced? I mean, kind of, but when you're spending like $3,000 on a nice computer, you want to kind of protect your investment, especially if you're using it for business like I am. So an extra 20 bucks in the grand scheme of things doesn't seem like that much of a big deal, especially if you like to keep your devices clean like I do. All right, so moving on to the Cloth Pro Max, you can tell this is going to be big. So for a size comparison, this was the Apple polishing cloth box. This is the Cloth Pro Max. So this looks like it's going to be at least double the size. The box is very good quality, reminds me a lot of Apple's, and it's got these nice little flaps here. Kind of reminds me of how you take an Apple Watch out. And I've not seen this before. This is my first time unboxing this. So we'll see if the size is really everything it's cut out to be. This is huge. This is so much bigger. Oh my God. I almost need to adjust my frame because this is so big. Comparing the two of these, you get a lot more for your money with the cleaning product. You get a lot more for your money with the Cloth Pro Max, that is for sure. They were not kidding with the Max part. This is huge. You could practically clean, let me move my Pro over here. You could practically clean the entire thing without moving. That's how big this is. Oh man, okay. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll compare the materials here in a second. A little plastic ASMR for you guys. How's that? How's that? I know you like that. This feels very similar. Let me put one in each hand here. Apple's feels softer. It does feel more high-end, but at the same time, I've used this quite a bit for the past month. So it's possible I've like broken it in at this point. So if I use this for a month, I bet it'll feel pretty much the same. But this has to be like, unfold both of these here. This is very, very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like proprietary in Apple's one that this one just can't match. From feel alone, it's gotta be like a 1% difference just based on materials, if even. But very nice, the color is even the same. Got a little embossed logo there. Very nice. Size comparison for you guys using the MacBook Pro for scale. Is this focusing properly? You guys, we've got a huge problem. There are fingerprints all over my Space Black MacBook Pro, and we need to clean them off somehow. So we're gonna use these. Am I waving these around enough for you? I put fingerprints on either side. I know Apple's polishing cloth cleans fingerprints very well, especially if you're using these wipes right here, which I'll cover in a separate video for how to clean this guy at some point. Starting with the polishing cloth, I'll use this on the left side. We'll just do a few swipes and see how it does without any outside cleaning agents. So just on the fingerprints. Let's see. Okay. So I did a few passes there. They're mostly gone. I don't know if you guys can see them. There are a few light streaks there, kind of hard to see. So I think I did maybe like 5 passes. So to be fair, we'll do 5 passes with the Cloth Pro Max, which I love the name. I can't get over the name. And this will be very easy because it's huge. So this should be a lot less effort to clean. So let's see. Let's do a few wipes here. 4 and 5 ought to do it. All right. So I gotta say, Apple's version is looking a little bit cleaner, but not by much. So I'm noticing a bit more streaking on the Cloth Pro Max side. Let me try to get in the light for you guys. So there are a few streaks there. This is the Apple side. Maybe catch the light. So the Apple side is looking cleaner, but I will bet you if I did like a couple more swipes of this, that these would like completely come off. Let's get some sideways action in here. You like that, I know you do. Now to my eye, they're completely gone. I made you guys stick around this long, so I'll tell you how those got there. I touched my greasy little forehead with my fingers and I put them right on there, you guys. That's how those fingerprints got on there. And trust me when I say, my forehead produces some quality grease. And trust me, they'd put a pipeline up here if they could, trust me. All right, so I gave it a few more passes with the polishing cloth as well. I'm honestly really impressed the fingerprints are completely gone on both sides. Another quick little test for you guys. I've had my grubby little mitts on this keyboard all day long, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and clean the keyboard. So one thing that really picks up fingerprints on the Space Black MacBook Pros is the wrist area. So you've got your wrists here all day. Your little wrists get sweaty. They get disgusting. I see you out there. The keys being black, yeah, you got your fingers all over the keys. They get nice and messy. They get sticky. I know you're eating while you're typing on your MacBook Pro. You've been eating hot Cheetos. You got grease all over that thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our polishing cloth, we're gonna hit one side of this, we're gonna give this a few wipes, we're gonna hit some of the keys, and we're gonna hit some of the trackpad as well. We're just gonna give it a few wipies, you guys. Can you tell I'm obsessed with cleaning this thing? I'm gonna put a video out on this to show you the best way to clean a Space Black MacBook Pro. So if that video's not out yet, be on the lookout for it. So taking the Cloth Pro Max, which again, is super easy to use because it's freaking huge. So we're gonna go ahead, give this a few passes. There we go. And we've got copyrighted music playing. Let's not do that. All right, so a few passes here. Honestly, this is almost nicer to use because it's got really good friction. This is almost too soft to the point where it kind of like doesn't clean it super well. It's a little more difficult to use. This really like grips to the surface. So that's really nice. Let's go ahead and look at the keyboard in detail here, you guys, and the aluminum here at the bottom. Honestly, they did a really great job considering the fact that I was using my MacBook Pro all day long today. Yeah, so this is looking really clean, you guys. Again, I didn't use any cleaning wipes or anything, literally just use both of the cloths here. And this is pretty darn clean. There's a little bit of extra stuff over here on the Cloth Pro Max side. I really don't see that on the Apple side as much, maybe a little bit. Not too bad for the aluminum. Trackpad is looking completely clean, you guys. And then if we go to the keyboard Keyboard is looking pretty good too on both sides. I don't really see a difference between the two in terms of cleaning. So honestly, I'm pretty impressed with this. It's $1 less. It is this much bigger. It's insane. You could literally fit probably 2 of Apple's polishing cloth into the Cloth Pro Max. So I can fully recommend this. This is a great product. Snazzy did an awesome job. Shout out to Snazzy. And at the same time, not to discount Apple's polishing cloth, which also works very well, I would say these are pretty much identical. This has maybe a little bit more going for it because, again, I feel like Apple threw something special in here that only they could do in terms of materials, but this matches it basically like 99%. So yeah, Cloth Pro Max, highly recommend. Apple polishing cloth, also highly recommend. You can't go wrong with either of these. It's your choice at the end of the day. But that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining me for this silly little live review. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to support the content, all I ask is that you like, and if you want to leave a comment down below, that is also very welcome. Either one of those things really helps with the algorithm and pushes my content out to more people just like you. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic night. I will see you later in a new review. Have a good one. Bye.